I got a couple of things real quick. Happy birthday. Yeah, you didn't know I knew that, Tom. Happy birthday to Trev Alberts. Also, just injury update. I know you guys saw guys that were in. I know you probably saw some guys that were in or not out. I won't get into specifics of injuries right now, but I'll give you any year-long thing. So obviously Brody's out for the year. Maverick Noonan hurt his knee on Saturday, out for the year. Not an ACL or anything like that. Just kind of a freak thing. So he'll have surgery this week. Be about 6 months. We'll be fine. We'll be as good as new. But obviously our hearts go out to both Brody and Maverick. So everyone else is trending on being ready. If they're out right now.
You got Marcus when he came back?
Yeah, Marcus came back and then got banged up again. Had a really scary moment. It was his birthday yesterday. Had a really scary moment. Landed weird. But should be just a couple days, they said. So we expect him to be back by the weekend.
Xavier Betts, is he out there with you guys right now?
No, he's injured right now. Any questions?
What does that mean for your receiver depth? Just where you're at with guys banged up. How do you feel about the receiver depth right now?
Yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity for our guys. I mean, receivers all along have been, who are going to be the guys, right? There's not a lot of returning production. When Marcus was healthy, obviously, when he found out he was going to be healthy, it was really a big thing for us. I think there's a lot of opportunities for some other guys to step up and play, right? So everybody says they want to play as a freshman, but it's really hard to do, and especially in today's day and age where you're so distracted, you have to know how to learn. So, we're giving some young guys, Jalen Lloyd, Jaden Doss are getting some opportunities to go out there and play, and, we'll see where they're at. They're trending in the right direction. But Billy's, a guy who's, unbelievably productive. Alex Bullock's having a really, really good camp. Alex, you guys know how I feel about Alex. And a lot of other guys. So a lot of guys are taking advantage of their moment. So, but that's probably of all the positions, that's where the most questions are right now for us on offense. We kind of know who the guys who have played, but that's remains to be seen.
Was Malachi out there with you
No,
guys?
he wasn't out there today. What kind? I mean, I'd like to be a big, physical, offensive line that can do a lot of things, right? At the end of the day, we want to run the ball and stop the run, and we want to protect our quarterback and affect their quarterback. So, we need big, powerful guys up there that are smart and that can handle all the looks. And our defense certainly provides a lot of challenges. I mean, they see a different defense on every play. So, they're training and they're coming along. I think the quarterbacks are playing really well. Jeff has done a really good job. He's understanding situationally what we want from him. Chubba has made huge leaps, in my opinion. I thought he had a great summer. I think he's having a really good camp. I'm really proud of Chubba. We came to him and challenged him in the spring, and he's done nothing but respond. It's a credit to him and his family that a lot of kids nowadays run and hide, and Chubba's took everything head on. And, Heinrich continues to grow and develop. So they're all three guys we have confidence in.
When Chubba, you say Chubba's made huge leaps, what's that look like?
John Wooden used to say, be quick but don't hurry. And sometimes when Chubba would play in the spring, he was really quick and fast and jumpy and trying to be perfect. Every play a lot of times quarterbacks, every play they're trying to show how good they are instead of just playing the play. And to me, Chubba's just slowed down. His feet aren't antsy. He's not kind of running around. He's not trying to do too much. He's taking what they give you. And I just like the way he leads his group. They follow him. So he has all the physical tools, but just kind of letting it all settle down and come together. It's not easy, especially when you're not behind the first offensive line. But Chubba's excelled.
Coach, you've had some time to coach with Donovan Rhule. What have you seen from his coaching style? What about Donovan?
Yeah, Donovan's a lion. He's the standard is the standard for him. He has his players back to the nth degree, but he holds them to it. There's a lot of coaches who I think most of our young people these days are dying from the disease of low expectations. We make excuses for young people. Young people will rise and meet expectations if you hold them to that. And no one on our staff does it better than Donnie. He has these expectations from the way they report to practice to the way they practice. So he's kind of the O-line coach I've been waiting for. You know, I mean, I love working with him.
You made it clear about the importance of being a physical team. As it relates to the O-line, can you speak to just like how important it is long term for that to be an anchor point for your offense, for your whole team to be what you want it to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the offensive and the defensive lines, right? You can't be the type of team that we want to be if you don't have great offensive and defensive line play. And then, add into that the tight ends and linebackers, your front sevens. You just never be built on a solid foundation. So what I would like to see is them to continue to improve and play well, gain confidence, and then also, kind of begin to take over sort of a little bit of the locker room, a little bit of like the way we do things. When your team follows the O and D lines, you're usually pretty good.
Specifically, how do you feel about like a guy like Latovsky and some of those guys who are maybe getting thrown into the role right now? What do you feel about their progress?
I don't want to single too many guys out. I mean, Henry's a guy that we think can be a starter. So it's always been him battling to start, and I think he has a really bright future. So I like his demeanor. We put him in a lot of tough situations to see how he responds. He always responds the right way. So I think philosophically, Sat, Donnie, and I would love to have 7 offensive linemen that we know can go in and play, and then after that, it's all bonuses, right? Like so, we have some young players that are really good, right? Justin Evans Jenkins is a good player. Gunner is a good player. Sam Sledge, for just getting here, is a really good player. So you want to have 7 guys you can count on, and then. If they're in that 7, great. But if you can make that 8, 9, 10, then so be it. Things are great. So, but yeah, I'm really a big fan of Henry's. I think he's, a guy that's going to have a really bright future.
Hey, Coach, back to the quarterbacks. You added Luke Longbow in that postgraduate camp. How valuable a pickup has that been? Just now that you have a 4th kind of quality guy to run scouts and do things for you in camp.
Yeah, we finished practice today, and we went for about 20 minutes. I think it was like 22 plays with with that 3rd group, and let him take all the reps. And so he's smart, he's athletic. We just want to accumulate as many good players as possible and develop as many good players as possible. So whatever his role is, it'll be. But he's an athletic kid who likes football. Practices hard, plays hard. So it makes our team better.
Did you know about him before that camp, or did you find out about him just because he came?
Some of the assistant coaches knew about him. How exactly it happened, though, I can't say that. Our personnel staff does such a good job. So when he got there, they all knew who he was, and we were excited that he decided to come join us.
You talked about how competitive it could be to get on special teams with listeners. Do you like how top line guys are guys who were starters, how much they want to get part of that?
Yeah, good teams, their starters play special teams. On good teams, your starters play special teams. But at the same time, you have core guys that play on all 4, and that's their life, right? And so it's not like a consolation prize. It's big, right? You're representing the Huskers, So I think our attention to detail on special teams, I think the amount of reps we get, I think the way Ed, just to have a special teams coach, that's all he does, that signifies for us our commitment to it. But I expect all of our players to contribute on special teams in some way. But I'm always looking for those guys like, hey, they're going to come in here, scholarship or walk on, it doesn't matter to me. They're going to be a key member of those teams. And for the type of team we're going to be, like, we're going to have to win the turnover margin, right? We're going to have to win the penalty battle. We're going to have to win the special teams. We're going to have to do everything right, to have a chance to win games. And so I want guys, when they play special teams, to know, hey, I'm affecting winning. Like how I play affects whether we win or lose. I think we're making that progress. And there's some guys that have played a lot, and there should be a lot of competition right now. Like, you guys can kind of tell, like, I don't want to talk too much about the guys not practicing because there's a lot of guys who are practicing. And I love the guys who aren't, there's guys out there, like, busting their tails right now. And so they're the guys who are going to play on special teams, right? Like, they might not be a starter, but I'm watching some of these young kids, this Eric Fields kid, and I'm like, man, how is he not on 4 special teams for us? If he isn't, it's because some of those older players, they're fighting for it. Ashton Houseman, I'm like, how is he not on? So we have a lot of guys that I think could be elite special teams demons for us. I think Phelan is just here. Those kind of guys, they're invaluable.
You'll practice at night and the afternoon later this week. What was the thought on having like an evening quiz or something that you guys wanted to do in the evening?
Is it really hard to hear in here today, or is it just me? and I don't think this even works. This is for show, so I'm like yelling in it. So don't make fun of me. My thought process with 3 days in a row, like when I move it to the night, I get like 8 more hours of recovery, right? So even in season, you'll see we go Tuesday morning and then we go Wednesday evening. So that extra 8 to 10 hours of recovery might be the difference between a tweak and no tweak. So we do that for recovery, but also I like to change the schedule. Like we're taking the guys to the women. The women have their first soccer match today, so we're taking them into the soccer game tonight, right? I want them to like wake up every day and not know exactly during training camp what the schedule is. Like we like being comfortable, we like rigid schedules, but the game's not rigid. So I like to change things up on them. So tomorrow they're like, "What do we have?" Oh, we have offense, lift, defense, meet, and then they just have to learn to adjust, right? So, but I also think we need to get under the lights. We need to catch balls in the lights. So it's being under lights. It's a little more recovery, and it's just something to change up we're kind of in that week right now where everyone's like, when's camp over? So just something to kind of change it a little bit.
Entire team goes to the soccer match.
Yeah, maybe guys that are in treatment or something won't, but the entire team will go there, yeah. But our women's soccer team is like we have that Olympic day that we did, and they're all out there supporting us. They're doing it with us. You see them in the halls all the time. So, I was walking one day and I asked them when their first game was because they're in preseason too, right? And so they told me it was tonight. So I thought my daughters would be here. I was excited to take them. They're not here yet, so we're going to take the team. And like we had Coach Cook come talk to the team, right? Like we just want to be around winning, and we want to go watch the girls win tonight. So hopefully they play a great game.
You watched episode 1 of that show last night, and how much goes into putting that together? And was that your idea? Somebody else bring the idea to you to do a show like that?
Yeah, CJ Campbell kind of heads up that area for us. Jordan Litton put that episode together. I think a couple different guys are doing it. Jay Litt, when I first got here, we didn't really have a creative staff in football. Jay Litt's a student here in Nebraska. He's unbelievable. Like, I've never been around somebody like that. I trust him implicitly. Like, if you guys know me, I'm like, hey, I want to know what the show's about. I want to know this. Jay Litt, I said, do your thing, bro. Like, he knows what we're trying to get done. Mike Wallace kind of is like so Mike Wallace and CJ and Jay Litt, they came up with the idea. They executed it. They ran with it, and I thought it was great. I thought it was fun, and this next episode, I'm sure they'll even have more behind the scenes stuff. So we have to balance making sure the kids feel comfortable, our men feel comfortable. Like, hey, we're not giving away, making them look bad, but there's a lot of good things happening. I want our fans to be a part of it. So I thought the show was cool.
Being in the second week of camp, how do you keep the energy up, sustain that, through this next week?
Yeah, I showed the team the calendar last night, like 8:31. We play 8:31. There's 15 practices. Today was one of 15 practices before, like 15. That's it. So, it's been a long time since Nebraska started off 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 on a hot, So you got to do things that are uncomfortable to get something you haven't gotten before. And I'm not saying we're starting off hot. I'm not saying anything other than just if you want those things, you have to do things you haven't done. So we're getting to the point, though, where we have some guys that regulate the temperature of the team. I've got Isaac Gifford now, okay, locked in. I've got Ty Robinson. I say as the head coach, I don't have to do it anymore because they're doing it. I've got Tommy Hill. I've got Newsom. So we have a bunch of guys that are kind of like, we go to team compete to start practice. They want to compete. On offense, I got Jeff Sims. So the players are taking it and running with it. What I need right now is the ones are here, the twos are here, and the threes are here, and I need these guys to catch up. And I understand that for some of these guys, it's the hardest thing they've ever done. But, if you want to be a one someday, you got to do it.
When do they do the single digit voting?
We do it like a series of several. So the first one will probably end up being today. We'll probably do it today, depending on if we have time with the soccer. It might end up being tomorrow, but and we'll try to do it in 2 and 3 person segments. So see what happens.
Roll them out separately, or will you wait?
No, we'll roll them out when they come. Yeah, like if we vote tonight and they announce to, then I'll announce it to the team, and then we'll let everybody know.
Anything else?
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, one question. I'm not asking.